don't you turn your hands on. Don't you do it, buddy.
In just a moment, life can take a dramatic turn. From heart-pounding chases to tense, dangerous standoffs, these incidents reveal the harsh reality of justice and courage. Each story is a fight for survival, an unforgettable wake-up call. It's hard to believe, yet it's the truth. At approximately 2:36 a.m. on April 23, 2025, an officer from the Fairfax County Police Department conducted a traffic stop on Majestic Lane after noticing a 1999 Toyota Corolla showing signs of being unsafe. The driver, 36-year-old local resident Jamal Wali, initially appeared cooperative, but the situation quickly escalated when he became uncooperative. As backup arrived, the situation turned dangerously intense.
Hey, don't you reach it, go.
Everything happened in the blink of an eye, as if time itself had stopped. A sudden action from the driver threw the scene into chaos. A gunshot rang out, a bullet fiercely striking one officer's arm, then injuring a second person before finally shattering the rear window of a nearby parked vehicle. Fortunately, both officers received timely medical treatment and have since been discharged. In response to the critical situation, another officer acted swiftly to secure the safety of everyone nearby.
Excuse me, 820 to Barrows Hospital. 81 Bravo, suspect in custody. Check subject.
Units perhaps 1080, slow it down, 1441.
Hey,
Wanna give me that?
Hey, don't you reach it, go.
No. Hey, don't you reach it, no.
In the stillness of the night, a yellow Mercedes suddenly became the center of a heart-pounding chase on Georgia Route 204. In the early hours of September 27, 2022, while assisting with traffic control at a construction site, a police officer spotted a stolen vehicle alert via camera system. As the car entered the work zone, the pursuit began, speeding through lanes, weaving past lead vehicles, accelerating through the dark night. The dizzying speed, relentless pressure, and recklessness left onlookers breathless. Ignoring commands, the car sped on, reaching 109 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. After two pit maneuvers, the vehicle finally came to a stop. 3 occupants fled into the woods, but the female driver was quickly apprehended. She gave a false name and made dubious claims of coercion and assault, but evidence and family statements revealed a very different story. Inside the car, authorities found suspicious items and love letters between the woman and one of her companions. A drama unfolded in the darkness, but the truth could not be hidden. The woman was arrested and faces multiple charges, marking the dramatic end of a tense night on the highway. A peaceful morning in Austin was suddenly shattered by urgent calls.
We're gonna be at William Cannon and Kent.
At 9:50 a.m. on May 17, 2025, police received a report of a man in a wheelchair holding what appeared to be a gun on William Cannon Drive. When Officer Jackson arrived, he quickly assessed the situation and ordered the man to stop. The man did not comply and moved toward the sidewalk, prompting an immediate evacuation of nearby residents. A tense standoff unfolded, just a few steps apart, 2 lives hanging in the balance with a single critical decision. When the man turned and pointed the object at the officer, a swift response was made. After the emergency actions, it was discovered the man was carrying a replica. A tragic ending on a bright street, where tragedy was just a breath away from misunderstanding.
Stop! Break 210, shots taken, suspects down. Going
A high-speed chase straight out of an action movie ignited the I-95 highway on the afternoon of April 11, 2021. Around 5:27 p.m., while on patrol, authorities spotted a silver motorcycle without a license plate speeding by. When signaled to stop, the rider immediately accelerated, weaving dangerously through lanes and even riding on the shoulder to pass vehicles. Speed reached a breathtaking 152 miles per hour. The chase lasted nearly 15 miles, from mile marker 97 to the Belfast-Keller exit, where the rider tried to escape by entering a roundabout and looping back onto the highway. However, as authorities closed in, the motorcycle collided with the patrol vehicle's front, lost control, and skidded. The rider quickly got up, raised his hands in surrender, and was arrested at 5:35 p.m. He identified himself as Gabriel Luis Rivera, a military serviceman stationed at Fort Stewart. A reckless acceleration, a daring decision, and the price to pay is a looming sentence ahead. Amid the vast desert of Utah, a breathtaking showdown unfolded like a dramatic action movie scene. On the night of May 3, 2025, two federal rangers at Glen Canyon Recreation Area were ordered to apprehend a driver exhibiting dangerous behavior near Lake Powell. When they stopped a white pickup truck on Highway 89, the driver, later identified as 51-year-old Gregory Aaron Farley, suddenly sped off, nearly striking one of the rangers. The high-speed chase began and quickly turned chaotic when Farley turned around and rammed the patrol vehicle, deploying airbags and jamming the driver's door.
Shots fired near the Welcome to Arizona sign. All units available.
A life-or-death moment and gunfire echoed through the desert dusk. One ranger fired from inside the vehicle while the other ran out, took cover, and continued demanding surrender. Multiple agencies swiftly blocked off the road and organized a tense negotiation lasting over 45 minutes.
I want to help you, but I can only do that if you get out of the car. Will you get out of the car and let me help you? Go ahead and step
Finally,
out now.
thanks to the persuasion of an officer who was also a nurse, Farley surrendered and was given on-site first aid. After treatment at the hospital, he was detained and charged. A daring chase, an inevitable end, the law spoke loudly in the quiet desert.
Got it. All right, go and put your hands in your back.
Under the blazing midday sun, on a haze-filled boulevard, a heart-pounding chase erupted like a blockbuster scene. At 11:48 a.m. on May 14, 2025, Trooper Jess Burris received a report from Troop B, a yellow Pontiac Grand Am was fleeing White County authorities for reckless driving. As the pursuit moved onto southbound I-57, Trooper Burris caught up near mile marker 45. Despite attempts to contain the vehicle, it stubbornly weaved through traffic. At speeds over 110 miles per hour, Trooper Burris led the chase and executed a perfect tactical vehicle intervention, TVI, at mile marker 41, causing the car to lose control, spin out, and crash into a barrier.
Let me see your hand! Get out of the car!
A fateful spin on the highway lanes, the clash of metal echoed through the air. Though stopped, the driver resisted. A rubber bullet was fired to force him out but only hit the car's body. Finally, the driver stepped out holding a beer bottle, still refusing to comply. Deputy Edwards quickly used a stun device, causing the suspect to fall and be arrested. From a reckless journey to a moment of surrender, justice never backs down. A seemingly ordinary moment on a quiet road suddenly turned into a heart-stopping hotspot in the late afternoon. At 4:21 p.m. on January 26, 2025, in Jasper County, a police officer conducted a traffic stop for speeding. The driver,
Actually, you know what?
Matthew
You have the number for me,
W.
okay, buddy?
Huddle, was identified as a serious repeat offender. Upon realizing he was about to be arrested, Huddle suddenly lunged toward his car, making suspicious movements as if reaching for a weapon. A struggle broke out, and when Huddle raised an
Hey, Matt,
object,
you wanna go
the
ahead and
officer
check the
fired in self-defense.
Okay. However, your habitual
In an
traffic
instant, the choice
violator,
between life and imminent
which
danger.
means that you-
A handgun was
is,
found
I'm gonna
inside
put
the
your
vehicle
information
along
right
with
here for a sec. I
ammunition.
want you to turn around, put your hands like-
Subsequent
Don't you do it, buddy.
investigation confirmed the officer's actions were lawful.
No!
Justice spoke clearly, standing firm on the fragile line between risk and responsibility.
Alright, so I'm gonna put your information right here for a sec. I want you to turn around, put your hands like, don't you do it, buddy! No!
You don't want to evade them.
At 4:17 p.m. on January 30th, 2025, Lake Worth police signaled a traffic stop for a violating vehicle. Suddenly, the driver, Nicholas Sides, sped away, sparking a heart-pounding chase. After a collision in a residential backyard, Sides fired at officers, then fled to a house in Fort Worth. Each passing minute was a tense battle between patience and the risk of eruption. After hours of failed negotiations and disturbances from inside the house, SWAT was forced to intervene. A single shot ended the standoff. The entire city held its breath as the dramatic, challenging pursuit came to a close. On the evening of February 12, 2022, around 7:50 p.m., a Honda CBR 1000RR motorcycle sped down Spring Street, ignoring police stop signals. Supported by a surveillance helicopter, ground units quickly positioned themselves. When the motorcycle passed a patrol car waiting at the I-75/85 South transition, the chase officially began. The rider weaved through traffic at speeds up to 160 miles per hour, nearly 3 times the legal limit. Speed, recklessness, and the risk of collision hung in the air, making every second breathless. Although temporarily lost, the helicopter continued to track the bike along I-20, then Turner Hill Road and Rock Springs Road. Finally, at the intersection with Panola Road, the motorcycle failed to maneuver and lightly collided with a marked patrol car. Seizing the moment, officers quickly subdued and arrested the rider. No one was injured, but it was clearly a chase where luck kept everyone safe. The rider, from Lithonia, Georgia, was found to be operating an unregistered vehicle without insurance. He was taken to the station for booking and later transferred to Fulton County Detention Center. A chaotic night ended, leaving a sigh of relief after a heart-pounding pursuit through the city. A heart-pounding night like an action movie unfolded on I-516 West. Around 10:40 p.m. on December 1, 2022, a burgundy-red Nissan Altima suddenly sped up to 83 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone, ignoring all stop signals. The chase began as the vehicle repeatedly ran red lights, swerved lanes, and raced at speeds up to 104 miles per hour in the dark. Every sharp turn and overtaking maneuver seemed to challenge the limits of danger. A precise pit maneuver ended the pursuit when the suspect's car was stopped on Louisville Street. Passengers fled, leaving behind suspicious items, including possible drugs and related paraphernalia. The impaired driver was arrested unharmed. All evidence was secured. A decisive end to a reckless journey through the heart of the city.
Hey, sir. What are you doing?
Just testing it out.
Hey, so
A restless night in Salt Lake City suddenly erupted in an instant.
Because you didn't signal when you
At
turned
around
in right here.
1:41 a.m. on January 9,
This is
2025,
nothing.
while a police officer was conducting a traffic stop near 375 South 765 West, a 32-year-old man named Chandler
Let me check
Grill 1
those. All right, just do
unexpectedly
me a favor,
approached.
Just hang tight for a second, okay?
Initially
Thank you.
uninvolved, he quickly became confrontational. Body camera footage captured the tense moment as Grill 1
what are you
challenged
doing?
and even attacked
Get back.
the officer inside the vehicle, despite repeated warnings.
Come on, guys, tonight.
Grill 1, carrying what appeared to be a
Well,
weapon,
nice.
moved toward the police car, forcing the officer to fire at least one shot.
I got it. Drop it now! Drop it! Get on the ground!
The breathless intensity of the moment is indescribable as everything happened so
Get in there.
fast and
Stop.
fiercely. Grill 1 was struck
Stop.
and immediately taken to the
Stop.
hospital but did not survive.
Yeah.
A community member
better stop,
participating in a ride-along was inside the police car and fortunately unharmed. The officer was later confirmed to have a minor injury from a sharp object, but nothing life-threatening.
I shot.
This heartbreaking
He's
story
okay, he's
sends
okay.
chills down the spine,
You
reminding
have to
us of the
stay,
perilous
okay? You have to
moments
stay.
faced by those who protect the law. Truly,
You're fine.
life hangs
I
by a
just
fragile
wanted
thread.
I know. Three, maybe four.
Which direction?
This way.
Getting off at 384.
What happened in
Yes,
Gainesville
sir.
shook the entire city to its core.
What's that?
On August 23, 2022, a terrifying chain of events began when 33-year-old Brandon J. Baker boldly approached and carjacked a woman's Nissan Maxima as she was about to leave for work. Although the victim was unharmed, there was no time to breathe easy before Baker escalated his reckless behavior. He barged into a house, forced a second victim and acquaintance out of the home and into the car, but fortunately, this person managed to escape before police arrived. Unbelievable was his recklessness and aggression. Baker didn't stop there. He stole an Isuzu box truck and fled at reckless speeds, even driving the wrong way on Interstate 75, crashing into multiple police vehicles. The intense chase left two Alachua County deputies with minor injuries, but thankfully no serious harm was done. In the end, Baker was apprehended after trying to flee on foot. He is now in custody facing numerous serious charges including armed robbery, burglary, kidnapping, and grand theft auto. Indeed, peace can be shattered in the blink of an eye. This story is a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in everyday life.